start with this guy.
Good afternoon, man.
Sir.
Yeah, man. So, in listening to you, I kind of saw a trend of you, trying to find a way of expressing yourself. Can you say that in this happening, God actually showed you what your passion is? Because, after that happened, you could have rapped about it, you could have drawn about it, but you decided to write about it. So do you think that when God says in the Bible that everything happens for your good, that out of this, it made you discover what your passion was, or did you already know what your passion was?
Sure, that's a good one. And I want to be careful and not rush to answering it. I think it's a tricky question. Yes, I did. I had already written a manuscript before writing this book, So writing is something that was already my passion. But the thing is, whether I would have published a book by now, before this thing happens, that's another thing, I think one thing that you learn is that in whatever that happens, obviously you can turn things around and make it be positive, of which this is what I've done in this case. But I cannot say, I cannot say God took my son so that I could write a book, and that I cannot say, yet I'm not saying it's not the case, you see? But all I can say is that after this incident, I was able to sort of focus on this project and make sure that it gets published, Anything behind the scenes of what God was thinking and all that, I cannot really be sure. But it did help me, because now I'm talking about other books that are going to be coming out. It's because of this book that I realized a lot of things I've been publishing and all that. So it did take me on a journey, and I'm not sure whether that answers you. Sometimes we, like politicians, we just rumble, then we answered you right there. No, thanks, bro.
Sure. I must commend you, you and your wife, for such a very bold and courageous step to, after what happened, to just take us through the journey. But what I'm trying to understand, sitting and listening, Peter, I haven't read the book, will have made some reference and stuff.
Yeah.
People often say that, time will heal, when these things happen, And to some people it can take 5 years, some can take more, some could be even shorter, I was just wondering, what is your thoughts around that, because I'm really sensing this project comes from the position of strength and victory.
Yeah. No, bro. Wow. Thank you so much for that, man. That's a good one again. I met a lady after doing a radio interview. She's here, so I'm not gonna, Interesting enough, something that I sensed in her, because she had lost a son 2 years ago. The way when we spoke, I could sense that she was afraid to express her feelings, that she's still grieving. She felt like I was going to judge her that, 2 years. So that's another mistake that we make. Man, I don't know how long it takes. Some people will say 3 months, but for me, it depends, man. I can say that I'm healed now, but not completely. Again, I wrote about that feeling that it's like losing your part of your body, You can heal that you don't feel pain, but the fact that your arm is not there, that's something that will be with you forever. Another thing that I spoke about was the fact that, this guy, he would have been 2 years this year, and I'm 31. That means when I'm 60-something, this guy would have been, 30-something. When I'm 90, this guy would have been 60. So that will be with me up until I die. So this thing of healing, I'm able to stare at these photos. That's not a problem. But I do have some of the videos at home. When I look at them, like most of those videos we took a day before, he left us. I'm still wrestling with some of the things. So it's a journey, man. It's a journey. So the least we can do is to judge people that you lost your 10 years ago. Get on with life. We're not in a position to say that. We can only guide people along as they grieve. We cannot say there's a time frame. I think that would be very dangerous. So we don't have time frame. So thanks, man. Thank you.
Thulani and Peter, we are really proud of you for this book. But looking at your book and listening to your talk, it was a lot of grief. And but looking at the title, you end with hope.
Absolutely.
And what does that mean?
Sure. Wow. I'm glad you're not a lecturer. Thank you so much, Charlie. Again, this week I was thinking about the same thing, grief and hope, because to me I was like, okay, there's grief, there's hope. But I don't want to quote the Bible. I'm trying by all means not to quote it. It says we mustn't grieve like those in the world, you see. So that simply means that grief will come for all of us, to all of us. We will all go through this thing of grief. But hope is not guaranteed for everyone. The reason why we have hope, it's because of the meaning that we have in life. That, like for an example, I may have had him for 6 months, but there's that hope that it doesn't end here. There is life after this. So for a person who doesn't believe that there is life after this, then that person doesn't have hope. You've lost this person, you've lost them forever. Because if that person goes to heaven, you are not going there, so you've lost them. So there's this hope that is we have because we believe in resurrection. We believe that there is life after death. If you don't have life after death, then everything becomes meaningless. There's no accountability of whatever that you do here. So it all ends here. So that hope, again, coming back to those worldviews, please, Charlie, go through them. It's only to those who believe in resurrection and the blood and the person who died for them that they will find life. If you don't have that, you can, we have all these motivations going around. You can have that. It will make you feel good for now, but it's not authentic. The reality is found in the truth. Sure.